Hi, welcome to Guide to Fluency, where we review language programs and apps to help you on your language learning journey. Today I'll be reviewing the German language program from Lingopie. I'll discuss pricing, what the Lingopie learning method is all about, pros and cons I found while using the program, and of course, whether I think Lingopie is effective for learning German. Before I get started, I'd like to mention that we also have a detailed written review over on our website in case you need more information. All you have to do to get there is Google Guide to Fluency, Lingopie German review. Alright, let's talk a bit about what the Lingopie German program is and how it works. In short, Lingopie is a video on-demand platform that utilizes real TV shows and movies to facilitate learning German. Their approach focuses on immersion and contextual-based learning, as opposed to traditional classroom-style instruction or flashcard-style lessons like you find with other German language apps. Lingopie exposes learners to authentic, real-world content in order to emulate the way native speakers learn German, by surrounding learners with genuine conversations, cultural nuances, and everyday language. When watching and listening to these shows and movies with subtitles and utilizing Lingopie's interactive features, users can enhance their listening comprehension, vocabulary, and grasp of grammar in a more engaging and natural manner. Plus, you'll likely stick with it longer than other German language programs since you're doing something that you actually find entertaining. Alright, now that you've got the gist, let's get into the pros and cons of using Lingopie to learn German. Let's start with the positive stuff. Pro number one is pretty straightforward. Lingopie is an amusing way to learn German. It's a lot more engaging and enjoyable than traditional German apps like Duolingo or Memrise, for example, mainly for two reasons. The first of which is pretty obvious, and that's the fact that most people would rather watch a TV show or movie than read a textbook or click through flashcard-style lessons. Second, Lingopie's video library is exceptional. They offer premium TV shows and movies that you would likely want to watch anyway. I'm talking about titles like Freud and Biohackers, just as an example. I mean, this is content you can find on Netflix. So needless to say, if you're a visual learner or you would simply rather watch TV shows and movies than complete more conventional style German lessons, then Lingopie should be right up your alley from a learning perspective. Usually I'd mentioned this before, but it's a real plus. Pro number two is pricing. I was amazed by how affordable Lingopie subscription options are, considering their video library. They offer 3 different options: a 3-month plan for $36, an annual plan for $144, and a lifetime subscription for $199. Keep in mind, though, the prices I just rattled are the MSRPs, and that's important to note because Lingopie almost is always running some sort of deal or special promotion. For example, the annual plan is usually discounted down to $72, believe it or not, so be sure to check the description below for coupon codes. I'll do my best to keep the text below the video screen updated with the latest promo codes I can find, so make sure to check that out before purchasing. But at $6 per month, that's cheaper than Babbel, Pimsleur, and Rosetta Stone. It's hard to complain from a pricing perspective. Next up, there are several helpful and functional features within the Lingopie platform beyond the subtitles. So let's talk about some of the features and tools. First, there's a loop setting that allows you to easily repeat a scene until you understand the dialogue, which is particularly useful during fast-paced segments. Related to that, Lingopie also offers control over the playback speed, which is extremely beneficial, especially for beginners. Lastly, you can pause the show or movie you're watching at any time to participate yourself by repeating what characters are saying. And what's nice is that Lingopie uses speech recognition software to analyze and rate your German pronunciation on a scale from 1 to 100. That way, you can get some verbal practice alongside listening and reading to really round out your German language skills. Okay, moving on to pro number 4, grammar instruction. I think grammar is easily one of the strengths of the Lingopie program for a few different reasons. Lingopie color codes subtitles, which makes it much easier to identify and understand the role of each word in a sentence. You can also click on any word within the subtitles, and Lingopie displays the definition, which definitely helps when you're confused or come across a word that you've never seen before. Most importantly, in my opinion, is Lingopie's grammar coach. So when you click on the light bulb icon below the video screen, Lingopie provides a detailed explanation of why a character said a particular word and the grammar rules behind the statement. In other words, Lingopie's grammar coach doesn't only explain grammar rules and usage, but also demonstrates how grammar rules are applied in real-life situations. And lastly, pro number 5, I like that Lingopie automatically creates flashcards for you to review in between shows and movies. How it works is you watch a show or movie and read the subtitles. If you come across a word or phrase you don't understand and you click on it for more details like I explained earlier, Lingopie automatically creates a flashcard for you to review later. And for clarity purposes, these aren't your typical flashcards with one word on each side. These are interactive, video-based flashcards that use the precise clip from the show or movie where the word or phrase was used, which really helps with recall. Whenever you can associate a face or scene with a word or phrase, it boosts retention and helps in using the word in the correct context. Okay, now that we've touched on the positives, let's discuss some of the cons of using Lingopie to learn German. The first one is that Lingopie subtitles aren't always 100% accurate. Sometimes when you click on a word, it shows the literal definition, even if it differs from how the word or phrase was used in the context or the TV show or movie. Now, obviously, these kinds of errors are to be expected, and they are very far and few between. But when it does happen, it can disrupt the learning process. Con number 2 is that there's no clear study plan like you get with Babbel or Pimsleur, for example. You're more on your own, which is obviously not ideal, especially when you first start out. Personally, I think having a set lesson plan provides a clear structure and sequence for learning. It also ensures that you build your knowledge and skills gradually, reinforcing what you've learned before moving on to more complex concepts. I just wish Lingopie would provide some sort of blueprint for learning German, as opposed to sort of throwing you in from the start. And lastly, I don't think Lingopie is the ideal German app for newcomers, especially if you tend to get frustrated easily. And this is because the app lacks a structured curriculum that gradually builds your language skills. And I'm aware that Lingopie allows you to filter shows and movies by difficulty level and adjust the playback speed, but it can still be taxing for newcomers. The dialogue in the shows and movies progresses quickly, and the language used by the characters is often sophisticated. At the end of the day, I would recommend Lingopie for people who have at least a basic foundation or understanding of the German language. Okay, time for my final verdict, but before I get to that, I should mention that every single month here at Guide to Fluency, we give away a free language learning subscription to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter, everyone's eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description. It'll take you 10 seconds, and you could win a free Lingopie subscription. Alright, back to my final verdict. Is Lingopie a good choice for learning German? Well, after testing and reviewing the program, I think the answer is yes. While I do have a few issues with the program, like the lack of a structured lesson plan or curriculum, the pros still far outweigh the cons in my opinion. The Lingopie video library is packed full of premium TV shows and movies, and there are a ton of supplemental tools to aid in the learning process, like quizzes, a grammar coach, and video-based flashcards. Not to mention, the Lingopie subscription plans are super affordable. So all in all, I think Lingopie is an effective option for learning German, especially if you already possess basic knowledge of the language. Lingopie is also a great program to help supplement other programs you may be using. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the rest of our website and YouTube channel for more language learning content. Best of luck!